It's not your average guy show. We're live. We're alive.
Alive?
Yeah. And we're
All of the
streaming
above.
on YouTube. So, no guns. And no copyrighted
touching
stuff.
guns. And no chiefs.
Yeah, no
symbols.
touching them.
Yeah. Or
No,
Duluth.
oh.
Duluth trading.
What about this
stuff.
hat? There you go.
Well, do
I
you
don't
think
have
that
a
it
TV on in
knows
the
that?
background.
Do you
Although
think
there
that
is a-
YouTube knows
That I made this?
that you made the hat and put the Duluth symbol on it? Or wait, did you make it out of a pair of Duluth pants that already had that on it?
Yeah. No, I cut this off and put it on here. But yes, it's all Duluth pants. Maybe I'll get a copyright strike
Maybe.
for my hat.
Or maybe they just won't promote us to our listener. And then what?
What? All right.
Dude,
How's that insulation going,
I
Dan?
blew insulation. I blew insulation for one day. I blew it for like 10 hours, and then I blew it for 14 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I was cleaning out the debris insulation tonight and found two cavities that I had not done I had filled, but I had not dense packed. And when you're doing it, it doesn't seem that much different. But then once you pack the ones that are tight to where it won't settle, it's dramatically different on the ones that you're looking at and you're like, yep, this stuff is 100% going to settle. So then I had to go in and cut slits in my screen and add like fiberglass insulation to make sure that it's going to end up packed in super tight so that it doesn't just have like a section where the insulation all falls and, is void later.
Bummer.
Yeah.
You don't have the blower anymore?
I climbed into my...
No, I don't. I took it back.
I climbed into my attic for just like 20 minutes tonight and breathed that nasty old crap up there and was coughing like crazy after that.
The vermiculite stuff that we...
What do we decide that stuff's called? Yeah, vermiculite. That's right, vermiculite.
It's
It'll make you
expanded
cough.
vermiculite. Yeah, it's nasty
probably
stuff.
extremely dirty also.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, the other thing about my attic is that at some point, someone ripped the roof off and left it all in there. Like, there's so much shingles and lath slats up in there.
That's
It's
nice
so
of them to leave
it's
it
such
there.
I
a
thought
mess
you were
up in
talking
there.
about us, and I was like, I thought we blew insulation in where... Didn't we blow insulation in where we worked? Or did
Blow
we
insulation
bat
in my
insulation?
attic?
Yeah.
I don't
I think
know.
I think we just put bats of fiberglass all over the places where we disturbed, maybe.
Maybe.
In the
I think it
laundry
was
room.
fiberglass. Yeah, in the laundry room and the wall of the laundry room. Yeah, it was fiberglass. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
But
you
we
put,
pulled a
like,
bunch of that
did you put
vermiculite crap out of
insulation?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we
I
did
need
on
to
that
just,
wall and in the slope of the roof.
yeah.
And I think
Oh.
it had to be bat insulation. It wasn't blown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I need to spend some days up there just vacuuming all of that junk out of there. All of the insulation in the attic is nasty. Like, it's all old vermiculite or just torn up yellow fiberglass that's just been kind of like moved around and torn and ripped and then just kicked back sort of toward where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mess
Isn't
up
there
in
like a
there.
crawl space up in there somewhere that we tried to get crawling in to
Uh-huh.
get wiring run, and it's just a bunch of that broken up fiberglass type stuff.
Yeah, it's gross.
And some of that fiberglass stuff, I was watching a deal whenever I was doing my blown, because I was trying to remember how the technique works best to pack in the blown so it doesn't fall. And I came across somebody who had a bunch of pictures of old houses that had fiberglass, the old stuff like that. And that stuff actually shrinks over time, shrinks and kind of breaks apart over time. And so like they would open up a cavity that originally had like theoretically would have had to have had tight insulation because it would have had to hold itself up. And the bats themselves are like shrunk away from the edges like an inch in every direction and stuff. And the paper's all broken up and it's not even been disturbed by anyone. It's just
time got it.
time got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think that it just breaks down.
it probably breaks everywhere that you stress it while you're installing it. It's probably weaker and the fibers are like just heat and cold get in there and kind of burn them up like a filament gets burned up
Yep.
over
Mm-hmm.
time. Well, here was what I kept experiencing. I had these goggles that were really good at protecting my eyes. But when you blow cellulose, it's a paper-based product. You wear a mask, but it's non-toxic, and they treat the paper with a chemical to keep it from molding and to keep it from burning. So you can literally take a handful of the newspaper stuff, run a torch on it, and it'll light, but like as soon as you relinquish the flame, it goes out. I mean, like you run a torch on it, it'll turn to black and it'll run red like a coal. But when you take the flame off of it, it won't light. So it's a salt, some kind of a salt-based liquid that they put on it to keep it from burning.
Yeah.
And so the goggles, they fog up, and then the fog collects the fine dust, and you go blind wearing goggles, blowing that stuff like in like no time flat. So when you're doing it for 14 hours straight, your options are to do it and be blind the whole time, or to do it and have the chance of it going in your eyes. After a while, you're like, it sucks, but I'm going to just go with the potential for it going in my eyes. And what happens is it grows up on your eyebrows and stuff for a while. And then eventually it starts falling in your eyes and you need to blow your eyes off. But my eyes are so dry and so red today that it's unbelievable. And I was like going under my eyes right here and just like pulling up these like
Yeah.
little rolled up newspapers under my eyelids that would just build
Yuck.
up. It was so gross. Um, and I've been like dropping eye drops all day. It's the
Well,
it's
now you get to move on to the
I'm gonna say
drywall
it's
stage.
I want to say, yeah, I think I'm gonna hire it done. Believe it or not, can you believe that? I think I'm gonna actually
Crazy.
hire a drywaller for it. Although after hiring the drywaller, I was putting in I like shiplap wood planks, and I bought them for my kitchen and for an accent wall in my bedroom and an accent wall in the living room. I could buy the material to do the entire house in shiplap for the same money as I'm going to pay the drywaller to complete the project. And for
Mm.
me, that's a hard thing to no,
Right.
because I would like to have a whole house that was shiplap.
It'd be cool.
It's like indestructible.
Yep.
Like
Do it.
you're gonna bang up
You can
against it
hang.
with something, and then you're just gonna paint it,
You
dude.
can hang
But
pictures
then think
anywhere
about
on it
this:
too.
anywhere. How long would it take to do an entire house in shiplap?
Hmm.
Dude, weeks, I would think. At least. That would be generous to say
Depends
weeks.
on
You
how many
think
how
you
many of
think
your kids you got
ultimately
there helping you.
you think
Do what?
ultimately it would take that much
Ultimately?
longer than sheetrock if you factor in the finish?
Oh man. I think it would. I mean, you can hang, like, just pick a 16-foot wall of sheetrock. 2 sheets of stretch rock, like a 9-foot ceiling. They make sheetrock that is 54 inches, right? You put in 2 sheets of stretch rock. You're talking like 10 minutes of hanging time,
Yep.
tops.
Yeah,
And
but
then
you got finish time though.
I would probably take a week and a half. Well, okay. So here's the thing though. If you're just talking about time and money and they take the same amount of time, I could spend like $3,500 and buy all the drywall. And if it's just about the time, now I've saved $8,000 on materials. You see, like, it's hard to justify spending the money that you would spend on the drywall on the wood and then still spending all the time because you switched to shiplap. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
because you're buying the labor on the
Right.
the
When you're doing drywall,
sheetrock,
you're buying the labor back by doing the labor.
but you're
But I do you have a
yeah.
drywaller, Jimmy? Or do you have a drywaller that's also your painter or something?
I have a guy that I use. It's like a Mexican crew um, for bigger jobs like that.
Do you have any idea about how much you pay a foot for bigger jobs?
Oh dang! It's been over a year since I.
Under $2?
I don't know. I had to look back on some
Under
paperwork to
$2
see.
a foot, right? Right?
I don't remember. It's been too long. The last job I had him
I
do was like a year and almost 2 years ago.
mhm. I don't know. I don't know how you break down how much it costs because I I know that whenever I do it, I get my materials actually I get my materials cheaper from Menards than my drywaller gets it from his supplier.
Hmm.
Okay.
Does
Which
Menards
I
have?
find to be odd.
Does Menards do 16-foot stretch rock?
They do 12 and 14-foot stretch rock. They don't do 16. But here's the thing. They don't do the type of delivery
Yeah.
that the drywaller suppliers do. Where you go in and you say, I want this many of this one here, this many of that one there, and they place your
Yep.
drywall strategically so that your hangers can do their job fast and easy, okay? To where you're getting the right materials out of the way as you're doing the ceiling to get your, like, they bring it out to you and they've got it there in your driveway and you and a buddy got to carry it in the house and put it where you want it.
Yep.
And their driver's not being like uber patient. He's just gonna set it there somewhere outside. So part of me goes, if I was drywalling all the time, like like it doesn't make sense to pay less for the delivery of your drywall because that's like some hard work, just moving 200 sheets of drywall. Like that's some of the
Especially when
heaviest,
it's
most awkward.
down a hill and around the corner and into the basement, or up a
Right.
flight of stairs to
And
the
Rue is
second
going to
level.
come up with like a crane arm on their thing, and they're going to hold it in front of the door, and they're going to
Yep.
just like grab it off their own guys are going to grab it off. So I 100% understand them paying more to have it, you know, to do it the way they do it. But it doesn't matter how you slice it. I can't see how you make a living, a very good living doing drywall. Like, even though it's something that once in a while I'm like, I'm just going to do this myself. Even when I'm doing it, I'm not like, oh man, I'm making a killing here. I'm,
Well,
like,
when you pay dudes $8 an hour to put it up,
well, I think they make better money than that, but I think I would only make $8 an hour to put it up. Because if you see how fast some of those guys are at putting it up, because that's
I know.
all they do,
Yeah, it's wild.
you're like, I bet they make okay money, but it's not killer money. Even like having to work at the pace they work at to make their 20 cents a square foot or whatever it is they make. I don't know. Like it's not something I would do for a living.
Yeah.
I don't think. Even though I don't even mind doing drywall mud myself personally. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'll do small mud jobs, but I don't do the big stuff.
Yeah. I I even have I even actually have all of the equipment to do big jobs, like boxes and everything. And if I could find a hanger that I could hire direct, if I would just take the time to go find a hanger that I hire direct, that's the part that I didn't want to do.
Mm.
But all tallied, when it's like I'm probably gonna already spend 5 grand on the drywall, why not spend another 5 grand and just get it done? It kind of like I can be doing something else for that whole time and probably actually have my house ready to go by the time
Right.
he gets the drywall done, I would say. Get the siding up and get the lighting in and all that stuff. So that's the way I'm feeling about it right now. But
Yep. That's what I would do.
did you guys see the Aurora Borealis tonight?
Through my camera.
I saw some shades of color, sort of, up in the sky.
But did you see it before I called you?
Yeah, I had walked out there when you called me. I walked back out and I wasn't seeing anything.
Dude, Jimmy, this time was not like last year, when you could see it if you took photos of it.
Yep.
I was on the phone with my daughter who was in Springfield, and we both were seeing what we thought was a cloud develop and undevelop in the middle of the red.
Right.
It was part of it. And we were seeing like I was seeing with the naked eye stuff like, let me see if I grab this. This is my cousin who's like, hey, what's going on in the sky? I was seeing stuff like this with the naked eye.
Not that
Really?
vibrant,
Tonight.
though.
Do what?
Not that vibrant.
Do what? Yes. I am not joking. There was about 5 minutes where it was that. It was ridiculous. Like the entire northern sky from my house was like red, and there was like this one section that was just like going way up, like way up into the skyline, and it was crazy for about 5 minutes. By the time I got Darcy on the phone, it was starting to diminish here. It was, I didn't even, no, so that I would say, was that at your place?
This was Jeremy.
So the difference for me was it was not, there was not as sharp of a defining on the edges, but the red was like crazy. It was not like last year. I was like, I can kind of see that something's going on, but then I'd take a photo and you'd see it. This year I was just standing there looking at it with no, like, I didn't even get my camera out for a while because I was like, dude, I've never seen anything like this from here before.
Nice.
It was good. Is that supposed to happen more this year? Like this in the next few days?
I don't know.
I think in the next few days, yeah, maybe even the next few weeks. It just depends.
And are
on
they able to predict? I know
they do. They are able to predict it, but just not the severity of it.
Okay. But they can kind of predict like at this time of night, or is it kind of the same? I don't know about these things. Same time of night. So like if I'm out there looking for it tomorrow night at like 9, don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was, I would have thought honestly that you guys would have seen it way more without this, like Kansas City skyline to your north.
I mean, I could see a color change in the sky, but it was nowhere near as vibrant as that picture you showed. Not, I mean, not even
Dude,
a
it
little
was,
bit close.
it was that here without a camera on night shot for just a few minutes.
Crazy.
The only part of it that I would say was different where from the naked eye was the red was that vibrant. The green was more like a muted, like it looked more like a cloud that was moving than it did like a green, like a definingly green aura. But the red was like big time.
Well, that's pretty cool. I didn't look for it very long. I went out there about 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I literally was on the phone with a guy, and he's like, "Man, what is going on in the city? Is there some kind of fire or something?" And I stepped out and I was like, "Dude, hang up with me and get your kids up to look at that, because that's I've been told that we were looking at the aurora borealis before, and not seen anything like that before." And then by the time I called Darcy, he said it was kind of meh.
Yeah. My mom's in Canada right now. I wonder if she's seeing it.
She should be able to.
What is it exactly? I always forget.
So I think it's so like I just Googled it tonight. So there's a solar storm. I think it's like electricity and like ions and dust particles and things that are causing it.
Okay. I understand why I could see it so well then. Because
what's that?
Actually,
because you're very dusty.
I'm actually special now. Well, here's the thing. So for however many hours in the last few days I've been blowing insulation with a insulation blower. and it's been pretty dry. Okay.
Mhm.
And what happens with insulation blowers is when you use them and you go from a 3-inch pipe down to an 1.5-inch pipe right at the end, and it's PVC, the pipe and the PVC, everything is insulated. Okay. So all of that fiber flowing through and then churning right where it goes from 3-inch to 1.5 so that you can pressurize into the cavity. Every time that cavity starts to pressurize, the static electricity builds up in that pipe where there's an insulator. And the only way for the static electricity to escape is to go through your body in the form of static shock. Over the course of the 24 hours over the last few days that I have been running this insulation blower, I have been shocked 1,000 times. So much so that I ran wire, wrapped it around the pipe where I'm grabbing, ran it back to the grounding rods on my house.
Dang.
I have seen electric currents jumping 6 inches from where I was grabbing to the pipe. 2 times.
Nice.
20 times I was shocked so hard that I had to let go of the pipe. Okay. 2 times. One time I was shocked so hard that my hand was like stuck like this. Like I thought my thumb was broken.
What?
I am not kidding. I was shocked so hard that I was like, oh, and my hand was just like cramped. Okay.
Dang.
One time I was shocked so hard that it put me on the floor. I mean, laid me out, and my arm was like against my body, like cramped up like this. And I just laid there going, oh gosh. And Judah walks over and he's like, you got shocked again? I'm like, oh, I got shocked again. And it is like, what happens is, because of the static, you're actually better off holding on to, like I had a pipe clamp, a metal pipe clamp, and I had that grounding wire, and I would hold on to the grounding wire, and I could feel the current dissipating into the grounding wire, right? Like out of my thumb, out of my finger, out of my thumb, okay? The bad thing is when you hold the PVC and you're like you're putting it in, you're shoving it into the wall with this like almost like a needle to force more and more insulation into it, and you don't grab that spot where the grounding wire is for a long time, and it just builds up and builds up, and then you slide your hand down to it to grab it, and it just pops you. It is. Why am I saying all this? Dust, static electricity. It's like a Spider-Man story. Like, that's why I could see it so well. The Aurora Borealis,
Yep.
it's gotta be it. Because Darcy was looking at the same sky and he's like, I don't see it. And I've got these eyes that are full of dust. And I have been shocked. I've had the piss shocked out of me 150 times in the last 2 days. I am one with the Aurora Borealis.
You are the Aurora.
And I
Yep.
would not, if I had to do all of that again to see what I saw tonight, I would not do it. It was not that great. If you said, if you're not willing to do this again, you can't see the Aurora Borealis. I'd be like, I'm never seeing it again then. Because I literally am telling you, dude, my fingers
be
are
healthy.
raw from being. Oh, dude, I bet a person who was prone to have a heart attack would die. It shocked me so hard sometimes. It's ridiculous.
Is that and I I guess that's a normal thing for that setup.
I read about it, and what it is when you're trying to dense pack, it's worse. One, because you're forcing all of that media, and it only starts happening when it starts to get really tight and the machine's trying to force a lot of the material.
Mhm.
What I don't understand is why those you've run those pipes. Have you ever run a blower, insulation blower?
I've done
Yeah.
They
the
send it out.
loose stuff in the attic, but I've never done what the tight pack.
The loose stuff in the attic, I've never been shocked nearly this much. Nearly this much. But what I don't understand is they've got a coiled style pipe. Why don't they run a grounding wire through it back to the machine so that when you pipe clamp it on there, it's just grounding the machine all the way back?
Mhm.
I do not understand at all. Yeah, it feels like if you had a pacemaker, you couldn't do this, like at all.
Dang.
Maybe you wouldn't be doing this if you had a pacemaker. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. But I blew 6,000 pounds of insulation into my walls.
That's a lot.
So there's that. Mm-hmm. It's a
How
lot.
thick did you end up doing your walls?
There's between 7.5 and 8 inches.
Nice.
I mean, like 7.25. There's a two 2x4 walls and a 3/4 inch spacer between most of the walls. There's a couple where for some reason when I leveled the outside one and leveled the inside one, they were a little tighter than that.
Yeah.
Theoretically, it's R30 though in the walls. And
It's pretty good.
dense pack insulation is like it's probably for winter. It's twice as good as fiberglass R30 because when fiberglass when your conditions are moist when there's high moisture, which we have some high moisture falls and winters. When it's high moisture and extreme cold, fiberglass that says it's R30 only resists at a rate of about R6. Whereas dense pack insulation is like using thermal density to protect you from cold as much as it is resistance in that sense. So it's like R30 on steroids is what it is.
What? How will you be able to insulate your windows better than a normal window, or are you just going to lose your air through the windows?
You're gonna like they're low-E argon gas double pane windows. They're just they're probably, you know, 5. The windows are the worst part of the project for sure.
Why don't you put a window on the
That
inside and a
if
window on
you
the outside?
if you get past 35 in our climate, so like imagine that you've got a wall that's this thick, and that's an R30 dense pack wall. You can put, if this is the outside, you can put your window here. If you go past 35, which is probably like 10 inches, there you have to figure out what the right placement for your window in that hole is.
Really?
Because at some point, you need to move your window to where you don't create this. Like imagine you put your window out here and it's R50, like an Alaskan house. And in our climate, you create basically everything inside of that window is it's almost like its own in atmosphere compared to the actual inside of your house. And so what'll happen is you'll create a really, really cold spot inside the window. and your dew point will move into somewhere between the edge of the house and the inside edge of the house, and you'll get moisture condensation just at a random spot inside your house.
Weird.
I don't know. Does that make sense? Yeah,
No,
it's
but
pretty weird.
it's.
But
I
at
believe it.
R30, at R30, you can still put the window on the outside of your house instead of having to put your window like partly in and then have like a ledge.
A ledge on the inside and outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like up in Alaska, when they go really heavy on the insulation, they'll build the package of the house, and then they'll actually add the foam insulation on the all the way on the exterior of the house. And so they'll be bolting like 2, 3, 4-inch styrofoam on the outside with those long lag screws. And that's how they kind of like they cushion where that window is based on that they're adding insulation out.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Weird stuff.
Yeah. What do you guys have? I've been yammering for a long time.
Mm. Deer hunting's coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
You already heard?
Well, I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff.
Is the
You've heard a lot of
decision
stuff.
final, Dan?
I don't know, dude. I'm gonna go get another drink. You guys tell me. talk me into something or out of something.
I don't
Well,
think the
I don't know that
decision
there's
is
anything
final.
that you need to be talked into or out of. It's just this is the
You just
weekend
need to
go
come.
hunting.
I know. Ouch. I just broke my toe.
That's no good.
Ah, dude. I've just got so much going on. And
Just
I
have
don't
them
know, dude.
drywallers start drywalling while you're there.
They can't get it. They can't get it delivered till Tuesday.
Mm.
Not to change subject onto drywall, because of the holiday. What business closes on Veterans Day and has a backlog because of Veterans Day? That doesn't happen. Does it?
The insurance company that I'm trying to deal with, I think did.
Yeah. Is that your insurance? That's the other
No,
insurance?
it's the other people's.
Well, isn't it USAA?
Yeah. So it's like 100% veterans.
Oh, well, that.
Well,
It's veterans.
they probably follow the government holidays.
Oh yeah, sure.
Anna was off.
So,
Yep.
okay. Back on deer hunting.
Okay.
If we just show up Saturday morning, 3 of us just show up Saturday morning to hunt, where do we hunt off the ground? 3 different people. We don't have any stands set up. The area that I hunt, I guarantee you I get skunked hunting off the ground over there. Like, I can't see 3 feet past a brush patch over there off the ground.
Did
CRP has every time I've gone and tried to blind hunt there just to hunt off the ground has been like, besides the fact that when you're hunting out of a blind, you just blind. Like, that's why they call it that. It's because you're hunting blind.
Because the hunter is blind.
So like, the hunter is blind. I don't like that's. So we show up to hunt, but like, And we can't come till that morning because my sons have things Friday night. It just feels like, I don't know. It just feels like a stretch to think that we're gonna be successful. And do I even have time to do it? Even at that. That's, just show up on Saturday morning, just hike out in the woods and take a seat up against a tree. I mean,
Yeah,
it feels crappy to put so much effort into hunting, right there.
right.
That you got nothing for me, guys. Help me out here. Just do it. I heard that, but
Yeah. You said the boys are busy Friday night. Just head on up to
yeah,
Cameron on Friday without them, and just say, "Hey, boys,
let them find their way.
you're busy.
Oh,
Figure it out."
also, front wheel bearing, not wheel bearing, ball joint crapped out on my Tundra that Judah drives. So it's out of commission at a mechanic that was supposed to call me today to tell me what the damage is if he repairs it. So they don't have a vehicle to get to anywhere at this point. That just happened yesterday.
Nice.
Speaking of that, I can show you the picture of it. You can tell me if I'm seeing it correctly.
Is this
I
the
don't
one
know
with
if you can
like
even see it.
300,000 miles?
Yes. There.
Is that
What do you think?
it came apart?
Yeah.
I
Came
can't
completely
really,
apart.
I can't really tell what I'm looking at there.
It's a little blurry.
Let me see if I can send it to my. No, I'm gonna send it to my email so I can share it up here. Gmail to.
So someone was driving it, it just popped apart like that?
Well, luckily he was getting ready to park it in a parking lot, and then just went. And he thought his frame had snapped because, we just welded the frame back together. And he's like, calls me. He's like, Dad, my frame just snapped on the Tundra. And I'm like, oh no. And then he's like looking at it. He's like, oh wait, no, it's not the frame. Okay, are we still? I don't know if we're still up or not. Let's see here. Okay, pull this up. Okay, I think this will share. I think you'll be able to see this. Screenshot, my inbox, share.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the water there has nothing
So that's
to do
the
with it.
tie. That's the your ball joint.
The ball joint just popped apart.
Yeah. Well, that's not too big a deal.
I mean, that should be fixable, right? Like, it shouldn't be that bad.
It's not. It's
I
not
mean,
even that hard to fix.
If I had a way of getting it back here in that condition, I would do it myself.
What is all the fluid
needed
there?
it-
Did it bust a brake line?
No, it's just fluid, just nothing.
It's just
That's
wet
just in
there.
the parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not saying they won't find the brake line that I fixed myself when they're in there and not like what I did, but you remember
Don't
that
you have a?
when my brake line
Don't
went
you
out?
have it? 18-foot trailer sitting there?
Yeah, I do, with the brakes locked up on it. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
I'm just all
How
kinds
much
of
you want
host,
for that
guys.
trailer? Is that trailer on sale right now?
It might be.
Darcy, you don't even have a
I'm
truck to
having
pull it.
No, I
all
don't.
kinds of trouble. Yeah, you don't even have a truck. We're gonna load your truck on it and pull it
Yeah.
with my truck so that then we can put the other truck in the back of your truck so that we can like. I don't want to give up my spot because there was that one time when you guys were like, oh, I think Dan might be done a few years from now. Let's invite our youth pastor to hunt with us. And I was like, I'm not dead yet. And you were like, sorry, bro. We're kind of going to invite this guy instead of you. And I was like, I'm still here. And they're like, yeah, but
He
he's
didn't.
way cooler. Like, he
He
doesn't
didn't
seem
last
that
very long
cool.
at
And they're like,
all.
he's not that cool. But I'm like, but he's way cooler than me. And they're like, yeah, he's kind of cooler than you, even though he's
No,
not
nobody
that
said that.
cool.
He kind of
No, but
invited
that was
himself,
implied. Did he?
and we just allowed
Yep.
it.
You didn't have a
That's
choice.
what happens up there. People just invite themselves, and then they go around us.
I feel like I might have done that. Did I invite myself? I didn't invite myself.
No, you and I started hunting up there from the very beginning. Just me and
Dude,
you.
we were out there in the dead of winter with like the old barn and a pile of cow manure to keep ourselves warm. Weren't we sleeping in like one year? Didn't we sleep in the snow in that barn in like a shelled out hood of something? You remember that?
Well, we found
part
a
of an old
hood, and
tractor
that's what
or
we did.
something.
That's what we would
Cooked in
put
it.
our fire in. Yeah, because the inside of that thing was like 2 feet deep of composted straw, and we were worried that we were going to just burn the whole thing down.
But the one thing I would say about cooking on that, we made some of the best, whatever we called that steak. Remember that? We just like put
You talking
sour cream
about
and
with the
Worcestershire
tinfoil and
sauce
the
and steak and tinfoil and potatoes and just like that was some of the best deer steak over a fire I've ever eaten.
What are we gonna eat
for
brunch on Sunday?
If I don't come, is that what you're saying? Oh,
man.
What if I'm trying to think, dude. I'm just, first of all, I haven't eaten at McCorkle's in a year. That's one thing that's a problem.
What are you going to be doing on Saturday if you don't go up there?
I'd probably get up early in the morning on Saturday and go up and sit in my stand at the other property. That's what I'd probably do. Or at least go in the evening, if not in the morning.
Do your kids even care about going?
No, they want to go.
They do?
Yeah, they want to go. I just don't know where I would put them if we go.
How many of those tripods did you get?
2 tripods.
Only 2? Is one of them out at the rock house?
No, they're both here. I think we just have 2. Is there a chance we got 3?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we had 3 tripods, we just built them, and we hunted out of yours and ours, and we just carted them out there on the morning of. It's just, I don't know, dude.
I don't either.
Where are you hunting out of, regardless? Are you hunting out of one of the tripods?
I don't have one.
If I ever give it to you,
um, we did mow all around the CRP, so it would be pretty cool to get one like down on there somewhere, or maybe even back on that backside, because it's looking pretty good back there again.
yeah. You know, on the front side of the CRP, last time we hunted there for 2 days, and then we got out and hiked up and down the edge of it. And I was like, well, no wonder deer aren't coming in and out of this section. They just bulldozed all that debris off of the CRP and just made like a freaking wall.
Yeah, it's
Like if
not.
we had
It's
realized how few places they could get through on there, we wouldn't have even been hunting there.
mhm.
Like
It's better now.
about the only good place is right down there in that point where you had that stand hung in that tree, but but you almost, if you're smart, you put a harness on and you strap it in tight, and then when you fall asleep, you don't fall to your death.
Yeah, I haven't fallen out yet.
Of
Yeah,
that
I know,
stand.
but like you
Oh, that
have
stand.
fallen out of stands. You're not a young buck anymore, Derek.
Nah, I'm not. That's okay.
I wish that I was not so busy and I could get up there like a couple times and
Hmm.
be helpful mowing and set a couple stands and cut a couple of shooting lanes and not just show up literally the morning of and be like, I got no idea where we're gonna hunt. Like it
That's
just,
not very good planning.
where's your stand at, or do you have multiple up this year, Jimmy?
I have two. I have a two-man stand, and then I have a single-man stand, and they're both kind of in that same area
The same vicinity.
that I
You still
always.
have one. You have the one overlooking the little ravine
Yeah,
crossing
that's the single man,
again,
and then just to
and
the
then you
north of
have
that is the double man.
on kind of near that trail that goes
Yeah,
east-west. Yeah.
yeah,
I
basically right
really
on that
like that
trail.
spot. That spot used to have that, not that spot, but like right along that same trail, used to have a um like an old wooden
Yeah,
climb up into the tree, sit on
there
a little
are some
platform. Did you ever hunt
remains
out of that
still
one?
there.
Okay. So I shot a bobcat out of that stand
Nice.
years and years and years ago. I don't think I ever shot a deer out of it, but I definitely remember seeing deer. And the funny thing was, the deer that I would see the most would be actually traveling on the neighbor's property because it's right on the corner
Yep.
of the neighbors, and they would cross from the South 40 across that, and then go up into where Darcy's like uh, other hangar was that he. I think you shot a few deer out of that hangar over there.
Yeah, at the
That
same
we kept
time.
thinking we would put a pond in over there, or there was a dry pond
There is a
that
pond
you were
there.
near.
Yeah, it's basically dry.
Yeah, there's a little.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. That's a good. I that's kind of a fun spot, and I definitely didn't get a shot, but I definitely saw a decent buck one time. That I think the deal was, it was, so there used to be right where that wooden stand was. There was the east-west trail, and there was also a north-south trail that would just shoot straight up. Is that still, you guys still mow that?
Kinda, some of it, yeah.
And I walked down there one time. Do you remember this year? We walked down there opening morning and somebody had a blind up right there.
Yeah.
And they vacated it as we were walking up, and they like ran off and left the blind. And we took the blind apart and threw it down. We left it there, I think. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I
Yeah.
think I got up in that wooden stand, and a pretty nice buck just came out of nowhere and then was gone because it was real brushy to the east. You're looking north, real brushy to
Yeah.
the east and trees to the west, hedges. And it was just like, boop, he's there. It's like, and then he's just like off into the brush. Like he didn't take any of the roads. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta
a
do.
good spot.
You gotta do
It's a
some
good place.
better maintenance for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Get these stands out there.
And honestly, I was really kind of like, I was like, man, I really want to take the tripod. So that's the thing. If I took the tripod, I would have one tree spot because I kind of know where I would put a tripod. The problem is going in the dark. You set it up and you don't know what you're going to be able to see. But I would kind of put a tripod to the north of the path that coming out of the land that he used to own, there's the path that kind of comes down and meets the trails that you mow. And like the path from, I don't know if you mow right up to the corner, but Darcy used to hunt out of a stand right on the corner of that field. And that path comes down and crosses, and then you start to head south down to like the south property.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to put a tripod right there, just kind of up in the hedges, because there's never been a good spot to put a stand there.
Right.
But I've always felt like you could, if you could get a view from somewhere in there, and a tripod stand would be like the perfect thing for that spot because you just kind of nestle it back in some hedges and don't worry so much about shooting lanes because you've got those two paths coming down through there. And
There are also a couple of really great little meadows back in there too, like just off the path.
If you could find a spot where you could see some of those little meadows and hunt that path,
Yep.
the deer seem to like at least go across that path for, a few steps in there.
Oh yeah.
But going there in the dark, I just feel like you'd set it up and you'd just be like, it would get light and you'd just be like, well, that was a waste. What am I doing right here? And you'd get down and you'd try to move it, and I don't know. It feels like
Then the deer would come.
move right then, you lose your hunt.
Well, why don't you come up like Saturday
Midday?
late morning, get your stuff set up
and hunt on Sunday, Saturday evening and
do an
Sunday.
evening Saturday and a Sunday morning hunt. Stay the night.
We might be able to do that. I could assemble both tripods, both Darcy's and ours, and at least have two spots. I don't know.
Camper's
Like I
already up
said,
there.
And bring that
is it?
ladder
You guys
too,
took it up?
and we could get that. Yeah, I took it up last weekend.
Okay.
Get that
Bring
that
the
ladder
ladder.
too. We could put that ladder back in the
Over in the CRP
southeast corner.
You want me just to bring one of the ladders that's already assembled?
Well, I don't know.
You can have one that I've. Oh shoot!
What are you doing?
I just got a leg cramp.
Shock yourself
my leg
again?
Just cramped up. Maybe.
Some leftover shock.
Oh man! You ever have just a cramp in your leg that just like? Oh.
Sometimes when I'm swimming, I have those.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I am not swimming. Oh man.
It's probably some of that
Judah,
electricity trying to get out.
Maybe. Judah was like, you're thinking about not going to deer camp? And I was like, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't have Friday to dedicate to going up there and then figuring out how to get you guys up there. Like, it's just
Come
a
up
lot. I don't know.
Saturday whenever you can. Get your
Middle of the
stuff
day.
set up. We'll go to McCorkle's, do an evening hunt, and the rest of it will be just like normal.
You already got the trailer up there?
Yep.
You already have it set up and everything?
Nope.
No, I don't have the keys.
You don't have keys. You don't have keys to it. Dang it.
But the thought was
Maybe
you
that.
were going to
I
be
mean,
there
that
to
might be
set it
the.
up.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't figure out how to get it open without the tool that I lost years ago. You gotta get a pair of vice grips and clamp it onto that stupid pipe and spin it. I don't know. Like I said, it's not decided, but that's probably honestly the best that we could. That's probably the best we could do would be to come up midday Saturday and go from there. So, yeah. Are we okay leaving the trailer there again for half a year?
No.
Or is it going that
I'll get it out of there.
Yeah, it hasn't been gone for very long. And now it's back.
Hey,
I haven't heard
okay,
anything
random
from
question.
Lou about it, so I don't know if he's been up there since we dropped it.
It's like, what is that doing back here again? Is it already deer season again? Deer season's a lot longer these days than it
That's
was,
right.
Lou.
They have extended it quite a bit.
Okay, quick question for you guys. Okay, you guys have both been in contracting for a while. Off and on. Jimmy, you've been in some form of contracting for 20 years at this point, right?
Yep.
Okay, Darcy, you were in it for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is that accurate, or is that more than
that?
Okay. Because of a situation that I faced a few weeks back that we talked about.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into the details on live. I've had some conversations with several guys who are starting out in contracting who don't know how to do it, really. They know how to do the work. They don't know how to be a contractor. And they kind of don't understand the intricacies of not burning your bridges while you're a contractor, right? So one of the things that I have told them is, dude, when I'm talking to another contractor, if they're like, hey, would you come do XYZ for me? Well, what do you charge per hour? I've told multiple of these guys, dude, I'm at the point where I don't do hourly work. Like, I don't just quote an hourly price to somebody. I'm just like, what do you want done? What kind of value can I bring to you? I will bid it, and I'll just tell you how much it'll cost at the outset. Or else I'd have to quote you a really high hourly price to come in blind and not know what I'm getting into. Right? So they're trying to figure out how to make money in contracting. And one of the things I've suggested to them is find a thing that the market already says is a valuable thing to do, like that people expect to pay good money to have done, and get good at that thing and know how to bid that job and just do that job.
Like, so installing toilets?
Well, installing toilets if you want to install 200 toilets a year, you know. But like, so I was like, he's like, well, what kind of things are you talking about? And I've done a lot of different things. And my personal bent, and this is the question, what would you suggest to somebody? Because your suggestion might be different than mine. People like different things. Okay, my suggestion is get good at windows, patio doors, and doors. like that thing to where you know when you look at the style of window, that's about this much of a window. If I do 5 of them, it's about this. Like you can run the numbers in your head pretty quick on windows. Or you look at a patio door and you're like, if I replace this patio door with the exact same patio door, it's going to be this much money. Okay, so that's one. Get good at something like that. Another suggestion I had was, I think a guy could make a good living doing cabinets if they were RTA style cabinets, where you became like the guy who was kind of the go-to for installing those cabinet giant style cabinets, where
Mm-hmm.
you're not doing a whole kitchen remodel. You're not a kitchen remodeler. You're a cabinet guy. And you just are like, I can do an RTA cabinet and I can line up the countertop for you. But that's where my job starts and ends, is like it's a big portion of your kitchen, but it's not, I'm not a kitchen remodeler. What other, do you know what, like you understand, you've done them. You understand why I would suggest those two things? Like, for me, it's a big ticket item, but it's a kind of short life cycle of project. Like you could be in somebody's house for only 2 to 3 days and make pretty good money while you're there.
Yeah.
What are other things that you would do? And or am I totally off base about what I'm suggesting?
No, I like
To
what you're
like
saying.
find a
I think
niche.
that's a good idea.
Find a niche, get good at it,
Yeah,
and just be that guy.
sure.
What would be your go-to? Like, because I know a guy who really likes doing gutters. I'm like, man, I don't want to do gutters. Like, first I'd be bored. Two, I don't like being on ladders that much. I'm not afraid of heights, but I don't want to be a gutter guy. But he
Yeah.
loves it and he makes good money doing gutters. But that's another, like, it's a niche. You don't have to know a lot about contracting to be a gutter guy.
Mm-mm.
What are other
I
things
think
that
it could be
you've done
anything.
that
It
you're
could be
like,
anything. I don't know that it has to be any one thing. It could be anything, whatever you feel like you're good at or enjoy
I don't
doing.
think you could tell somebody that about drywall though. Like there's just like, could you?
I
Like it
mean, I
can't be anything.
not one guy. Obviously, that would take a crew of guys.
I think either of the two suggestions I make are two guys. You got to be good at it. You got to know what you're doing, and you got to have an extra set of hands,
Hmm.
like just
Mm-hmm.
to labor for you. He doesn't have to be highly skilled. He just, you know, like what are things that are like your go-to? Like somebody calls you and they're like, "Hey Jimmy, I want a XYZ," and you're like, "Yep, that's me. That's up my alley." Or do you not have?
One specific thing, I don't know that there is anymore. It used to be countertops, but I don't really do much of that anymore.
Oh, okay, so here's my issue with countertops, and you tell me because you have way more experience than me. These days, it doesn't feel like granite or what's the other one?
Quartz?
Quartz. It doesn't feel like they are that much more expensive than Formica to make Formica a viable option anymore
Right.
for doing a decently nice kitchen.
Yeah, because it used to be
I'd
3 to
say
4
that,
times more, and now it's
right. It's,
barely double.
yeah. Like you go, well, 1,500 for Formica or 3,000 for quartz. Like
Right.
hands down, that's a quartz deal for me.
Right.
Like if you're doing your whole kitchen, I can't see how $1,500 is like
Yep.
a thing. Am I, you concur?
100%. Yeah.
So like for me, it's like, man, do it. But if you went into countertops, man, it'd be a pricey deal to get into at this point, because I would only want to do hard
Mm-hmm.
surface countertops. Unless you were super niche and you were like, we're doing butcher block countertops. They cost more
Yeah.
and they have more maintenance, but you're gonna be narrowing your like clientele down a lot
Right.
getting into that business.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a whole lot of work.
I wouldn't think. I mean, like mine, I did wood in my own, and I'm like, man, that was so much work. Like just finishing them was 3 evenings of work finishing them, sanding them, buffing them. Like I can't imagine what somebody would have charged me for that
Yeah.
wood, butcher block countertop that I did. It's nice. I like it, but it also requires maintenance every couple of
Hmm.
years. Um, okay, I could see adding the countertop aspect to your cabinet deal, but I'm hiring a contractor for that. I'm just
Yep.
charging 20% over whatever the countertop cost
Right.
as kind of an added service for my countertop deal or for my cabinet deal. I mean,
I did cabinet
what
installs before I did countertop installs, and that's all I would do every day is install cabinets.
from a custom shop, or what
No,
was the cabinet deal?
they were just box cabinets, like not the not the ones like you're talking about, but off the shelf like Home Depot style.
How
You
did you
just
get that work? What was it
well
same guy or?
back then it was for the guy that I was working, and most of his business came from Payless back when they were a thing.
Okay. So his contracting method was to contract work for box stores.
Yep.
And he did it in cabinets, he did it in countertops, kind of deal.
Yep.
Like what like I'm trying to think of other things that I would think like the market says this is a high value product.
Well, for me, one of the things that I've found that most homeowners are intimidated by, but I find to be very easy to do, and it also pays really well, is like swapping out a ceiling fan or a light fixture. Most homeowners are scared to
Hmm.
death of
Okay.
burning their home down and will pay me a lot of money to swap out a ceiling fan or a light fixture.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, and that's not something I would have thought of because I'm like, dude, I'm not paying an electrician.
Well, yeah, for me,
Come
for you,
on.
it's
I'm gonna
easy,
do
but
my own breaker panel.
the general guy out there
Yeah.
these days is scared to death of electricity.
So that's
I
that
switched out
type
a
of
light
deal
fixture
is not
today.
something. Did you lock up?
What?
Did you burn your house down? Oh,
No, it wasn't in my house, so I
but
don't know.
we missed something there.
I switched out a light fixture
Oh, you
today,
don't know if it burned down yet.
and whenever I spun that last wire nut on there, it turned on. I'm not too worried about electricity.
That's how you know you hooked it up right.
Well,
Yep,
okay, so let me ask you
exactly.
something about the electricity deal. I I was swapping out something for a lady who I used to do a lot of work with before she passed away. And I found charred wires in the fixture. And when I found charred wires and I could feel that the box was warm, because she's like, this light isn't working. I went to swap it. And I immediately was like, Pam, I'm going to have to say we need to call an electrician. Because I don't see why this is behaving this way. Is that kind of the tact you take when you find something like that? Or do you just go, I know enough about electricity to safely say that I've wired this up correctly at this point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
the fan
most of the
swap
time I
to me
feel
and
like
you is an easy swap, but it's not an electrician type of deal necessarily.
usually I understand electricity
Your
well enough
insurance covers it and everything.
to know that if it's right or wrong.
Hmm. But like, let's say that you come
I
across something like that where you're like, I don't know why this is overheating like this.
Yeah, if I
well,
got into something where I could not figure it out, I would for sure call in a professional.
Hmm.
I fixed a desk lamp today because the guy was like, "Man, I went to put a light bulb in that thing the other day and shocked the crap out of myself. It hurt." And I was like, "Oh, well, let me look at it." So I started pulling it apart and found that it was wired with one wire going to the fixture, to the socket, and one wire was just basically screwed into the brass housing.
Mm,
Like, I was like, oh, well, this entire lamp is just electrified, so there's pretty
Okay.
much no way you were gonna not get shocked. It was pretty funny.
that is
So I have heard
awesome.
of electricians who were trying to accomplish things like three ways, and they were like, well, there isn't enough wire here to do three-way. We're going to transfer this bare ground wire and turn it to a conductor to create a three-way switch where there can't be a three-way switch.
Yeah, that sounds like a good
And the
idea.
only thing they did was like did the old put a piece of black tape around it to indicate that this bare wire is now a conductor, but that's not grounded, and you got a bare wire conductor going through your crawl space or your attic with live feed on it. Why did they do it? Because they knew how to do it, not because it was the right thing to do.
Right.
I've heard of that. And my grandfather did not, either he did not believe in it, or back in the day code did not say anything about this. They would buy all 14 or 12 2, and they would have a roll of red wire, single, just it would be cased wire, and that was what they would run anytime that they needed a third wire for anything.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I've
They would do
never. I
all
don't.
12 2, all 14 2. Maybe that's all they had in the day was 12 2 and 12 and 14 2. I don't know.
I mean, how far back in the day are we talking?
Well, I don't know, but my grandfather was building houses when Pella and Anderson would send you glass and a frame kit to build double hung windows.
Nice.
He had in his garage Pella or Anderson, I don't remember which. I think it was Pella. Windows that were literally like, have you ever gotten a patio door that was a box unit where it wasn't pre-assembled?
Nope.
No.
Like that, it would literally be, it would be a box about like this big, and you would take, well, I mean, it would be of whatever the height of the window is, and this would be a 3050 window, or 3050 window. It would come with 2 panes of glass and a frame kit, and you had to basically assemble the entire window on site. You had to build the entire thing. That's how far back he was building houses.
That's before me.
I don't know. Did electricity exist back then? Like, I
Yeah,
don't even
probably
know.
not.
They probably didn't have electricity yet.
Not in Deerfield, Iowa.
Clearfield.
Clearfield.
But good try though. Close. That was close.
There probably
Clearfield,
is.
Iowa.
There probably is a Deerfield, Iowa.
In
There-
some
oh.
field, Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah, some field, Iowa. It's all field, Iowa.
It's
sure.
all field.
I don't know. Any other thoughts? The other thought I had was decks.
Decks,
You could,
yeah.
if you just were a deck guy, you could be a deck
I like
guy
building decks.
and not take on any other work. I don't
Yep.
think that they're quite as like in and out
No.
as other things. They require more skill, but they are good money makers for, like, I'm bidding jobs, not doing jobs by the hour type of.
Yes.
Because ain't nobody gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hire you open-ended to build a deck. I don't think.
They shouldn't.
Right.
And there's not many people, I wouldn't think. Because it's
And you
just
should be
big
able to
enough of a
figure it
project.
pretty quick too, based on how big it is.
Yeah.
And what materials you're using.
Type of materials they want. It's something you can definitely send to your lumber salesman and be like, hey, what's this? What's the material call on this? He sends you something. You add 10 or 15% to that just to make sure you cover all your costs and give people a bid. But
Yep.
my suggestion, I guess, was, dude, run around telling people some obscene number that you want to make per hour isn't going to get you much business, I don't think.
Yeah.
Unless it's people you've done work for, they really like your work, and they know that you knock it out fast if you're charging a ton of money.
Yep.
Anyway,
All right. Well, it's just about tomorrow, so
it is.
can we shut her down?
All right.
Trevor never chimed in on tonight's. He not too much of a deer
He might be
hunter,
mad at me.
is he?
Is he watching? I
No,
sent him on a wild
he's
goose
not.
chase to see the aurora borealis, and they were a little late, and I think they didn't quite get to see the brilliance level that I was seeing.
Yeah.
But I
we
didn't
have
realize I had superpowers at the time.
zero concurrent viewers.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
then we should shut it down.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Signing off.